What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, the most recent wipe when it comes to Escape from Tarkov is a wipe that I've been waiting for a very long time. Now, I don't really go ahead and talk about this game on my channel, nor do I really mention anything on my streams or anything of that sort, but I love Tarkov. I play it behind the scenes. I have a bunch of homies who are the ones who actually introduced me into this game. And again, I do play other games more like Call of Duty or Battlefield, but my god, there is no other experience out there like Escape from Tarkov. And this one wipe right here is basically everything that I've been waiting for in this game. And that's one of the main reasons why I wanted to go ahead and produce a video today. Now, I do want to go ahead and start off this video by saying that I understand that this update isn't all butterflies, rainbows, sunflowers, so on and so forth. I want you guys to understand I'm not blind, and I understand the update is a disaster. You know, let's be real here. I can't even get into the streets of Tarkov. So, sadly, for what you guys are going to be watching on this gameplay here, it's just going to be me showing off the map, showcasing it. I got some bots here and there, but even the bots are just completely clumped together, and they're not, nicely scattered across the map. So, honestly, right now, in its current spot, it's not really completely worth hopping into the experience yet, because you can barely play Streets of Tarkov without running into issues. Whether you can't find a lobby, I mean, let's be real here, the minimum time you're going to be waiting to get into a lobby of Streets of Tarkov is going to be 10 minutes. And on top of that, when you do finally get into a lobby, that's probably going to take you 20 plus minutes to get into. It's laggy, you're going to be stuttering a lot, you're not going to be able to win any legitimate gunfights, things are going to be seeming extremely random, and in a game that is an extraction game, to be exact, where, you lose everything if you die when you go into a raid. All of these things are going to push players away. And like I said, I understand it's a disaster right now. But pushing all of that aside, I have to be honest still. This is something that I've been waiting for the longest time when it comes to Tarkov. Now, don't get me wrong. The map selection in Tarkov is really solid. I mean, it's a reason why this game has lasted for so dang long. But for as long as I can remember, they have been hinting at the streets of Tarkov for ages. And it's always interested me because I love those urban combat scenarios when it comes to games. A lot of buildings to breach through, a lot of ways to sneak around and avoid gunfights, or even, prep yourself for gunfights, and just simply a lot of indoor breach and clear action. I adore that type of stuff, especially in games that, contain the vibes of something like Escape from Tarkov. Now, back then, we had no clue what this map looked like. You know what I'm saying? All I could do is just imagine how cool it would be to have a map like that in Tarkov. Then, they slowly released trailers, images, more content showcasing Streets of Tarkov, and I'm like sitting here thinking to myself, this is exactly what I imagined day one. And here I am now playing it, and once again, it is exactly what I wanted out of this map, and I am just stupidly excited to see this map introduced into the rest of the Escape from Tarkov experience. I gotta be honest, when it comes to that extremely close-quartered, building to building action gameplay in Tarkov, there's very few maps that are like that. You have customs or you have factory, but the rest of the catalog, yeah, you do have spots where you can really, tear up a certain small, location, but the majority of these maps are so big, so vast. Even a map like Interchange, which is a pretty close quarter map, I mean, it's a mall, it's all indoors, can still feel absolutely massive sometimes to a player. So those maps are very few and in between when it comes to Tarkov, and to see another introduction that will cater to a playstyle like this makes me extremely happy. And again, I haven't really gotten to test it out too much. I've gotten like 1-2 raids, which both turned out to be disasters because, like I said, the connection right now and just problems with the servers, the bugs, the glitch, it's really rough. But knowing how every single wipe has always been, and knowing that a couple of weeks from now, everything's going to be polished off very smooth and everything's going to be, running normally as it typically does, oh man, the experiences you will get out of this map are going to be phenomenal, epic, scary, horrifying, and also fun and intense as well. And it's also awesome to see the developers expanding on the world of Tarkov, the backstory to Tarkov, the lore to Tarkov, further and further with every single update, every single map, every single introduction. It just makes the experience for the hardcore fan base that much better. And like I said, there's a reason this game pops off every single wipe. There's a reason the numbers go through the roof. It beats pretty much everything on the charts when it comes to Twitch every single time this game wipes. And it's not on console, it's only on PC. So the whole console player base, more than half of them probably don't even know about this game or even know it exists. Yet it's so freaking popular. It still outperforms when it comes to player count over a lot of other AAA games like Call of Duty or Battlefield when it goes through these wipes, which is just absolutely mind-boggling, especially thinking that this game is an indie-developed title, basically. And on top of all of this, not only did they answer my dreams when it comes to, introducing a map that is styled like this, but they're also bringing in I don't want to say team deathmatch, but more competitive style version of Tarkov as well, where it's just going to be strictly PvP. None of your loot is going to be lost when you go into this mode. You're not going to have to hesitate about what situations you put yourself into or what tasks you need to get done. It's all PvP. I've been waiting so long for a mode like this because let's be real here, Tarkov is hard. It's a hard game, and the gunplay takes a lot of time to get used to. It's probably the hardest gunplay out of a lot of games. I mean, maybe there's another game out there that might be as complex, but even compared to Milsims, I still have more trouble in this game than those types of shooters. It's pretty difficult, and the community for ages have been asking for a mode that is, like I just said, team deathmatch, where we can go in, test weapons, test attachments, test the gunplay, test movement, and just get better at the base game itself. The developers hinted for the longest time they're going to go ahead and add Arena. They showcased it a couple of times, and we just never knew when it was going to come out, but finally we know that it's going to be coming extremely soon into Tarkov. So once again, like I just said, two of the most anticipated things I've ever wanted in Tarkov are finally here and also right around the corner. Streets of Tarkov, a close-quartered, urban-style environment, and Arena. Basically, a game mode where we can go in and just mess around with gunfights, have PvP, without stressing about losing our gear or, exposing ourselves in a situation where we don't want to be exposed. This is going to be a night and day difference for Tarkov. We already thought Tarkov was, peaking or just, at a massive point. It's only going to go higher and higher and higher with more maps, more introductions, more storytelling, more lore telling. The game is only going to continuously improve. And imagine if this game ever in the future transfers over to console. Now, again, it might take a very long time, and I don't even know if they have plans for this because Tarkov is already extremely hard to run on PC as it is. It's a pain in the butt to run. But if the day ever comes, even if it's like 5+ years down the road, oh man, it's only going to make the game even more popular. Hats off to the devs for continuously making a banger game, because really, a lot of devs out there, like we see with Call of Duty and Battlefield, they keep changing the formula. They keep changing what their game is known for. While Escape from Tarkov, yes, they have messed up a few times here and there. Down to the core, it's always been the same. They know what their fans love. They know what their fans want. Even though, again, just like with any other development team, sometimes they mess up what the fans want. But when it comes to the gameplay, this immersive experience is always going to be a top dog. And even though there's other games out there like DMZ now or the Psycho Frontier Hunt Showdown, nothing, and I mean nothing, will ever hold a light up to this experience right here. I like to describe Tarkov as, like the Dark Souls series. Dark Souls, Elden Rings, Bloodborne. It's like that, but of the FPS genre. It is the most difficult FPS game I've pretty much ever wanted to, dive into. But it's the most rewarding to learn, and it's the most addicting to get into as well. Especially if you have a bunch of buddies who already know what they're doing. I lucked out. I had a bunch of friends who know exactly how to play the game, so they taught me the ways. And I still suck. But I don't care if I suck. The game is so much fun that it overshadows all the hard times that I have within the game. At this point, I 110% think every person should at least own some type of copy of Escape from Tarkov in their library, because there's multiple different versions depending on the actual size of your stash that you want. But you could get the game for as cheap as $30, something of that sort. And even with that small stash size, you can still experience a game that is an absolute banger and much more of a bang for your buck for $30 than all these other games that we're seeing nowadays that are $30, even $60. So please, if you're on PC and you're looking for a different type of FPS experience, something more interesting, unique, complex, challenging, give Tarkov a try, especially with Arena coming in very shortly. If you get the Max Edition, it's going to be free. If you don't, you're going to have to pay for it a little bit. But at the end of the day, it's going to be a great way to practice the gunplay. practice just the gameplay in general. At the end of the day, I think this wipe is definitely worth your time to go back in and check out this experience. But ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Also, if you're brand new, enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification button. Also, want to chat with me, this is we do so. I have a Twitter and Discord, both linked down in the description. And also want to catch me live streams of video games over on Twitch. Link that is in the description as well. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. See you all next one. Peace out.